Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about the engineering and design process, which is used in solving life's problems. There are many different ways to look at the engineering and design process. Here is one way. As you can see, there are gears on this chart to explain the design process. The first gear is the red one, which says ask. You are defining the problem that you need to solve with this step. The second step is imagine in the purple gear. This is where you generate your ideas and you brainstorm. The third step is to plan. That is the blue gear. This is where you select a solution from your ideas that you have written down or thought of. Next, in the light blue gear, we are creating for this step. You make the actual item or prototype that you are going to use to solve the problem. Next is the green gear. This is a testing step. This is where you evaluate your item you're going to be using to solve the problem that you were given. Next, in the yellow gear, we are improving and making necessary changes. And finally, the sharing step that is illustrated in the orange gear. You're presenting your results of your testing. Here's another way to look at the design process. It uses a circular diagram of arrows. Number 1, you are asking what are the problems or what is the problem that you need to solve, and what are the constraints. This would be how much time you have and what materials you can use. Next, the second step is imagine. This is brainstorming. You are going to choose the best one and move forward to step 3, the planning stage. Here is where you draw your diagram and do your brainstorming that you need to come up with a solution to the problem. And you also can gather your needed materials. Step number 4 is to create, and that is where you follow your plan and do your testing. Finally, in step 5, you are going to improve upon your design. You are going to discuss what you can to make things work better, and then you are going to repeat any step 1 through 5 to make changes. That is the reason that there does not seem to be an end to this process, because we can always improve upon our solution. Here's another way to look at the engineering and design process. It's similar to the one we just looked at. Ask, imagine, plan, create, and improve. Finally, this is displayed in my shop at school. It seems to be the most detailed and the one that I like to use. The first step is the red rectangle that says, again, the word ask. What is your design supposed to do? How will you know if it is doing what you want? And what could keep you from making it do that? How will you test your design? Those are questions you must ask. Then, moving to the right, you are going to imagine. You are going to apply knowledge and creativity to brainstorm ideas together. Then you're going to agree on one to try. It is not always necessary that you work with someone else, but it is always a good idea to bounce your ideas off another person. Then, after imagine, after your brainstorming, you're going to consider your materials and resources. Again, consider the restraints, how much time you have, and what you can and cannot use to solve the problem. You are going to sketch and draw the details, and then, if necessary, you're going to suggest or pitch your plan to myself or your group. Moving on to the light blue Create box. You are going to follow the chosen plan. You are going to test it out and compare your results to what you wanted or expected your solution to the problem to do. And finally, in the dark blue rectangle, you are going to improve. You're going to take a look at your test results and ask yourself, what change would you make? And what change would make the biggest impact on meeting your goal? Again, it is very important to understand that the design process is fluid and there is no concrete ending. You can always go back to previous steps, and that is very important to understand when you're working through the design and the engineering process.